This is Hypnotic Stories, Episode 5, titled, Why I Love Ziplines.
Hypnotic Stories is your treasure trove of hypnotic storytelling for change work and self-improvement. Here's your host, Master Storyteller James Hazlerig.
So I've got this good buddy at HypnoThoughts Live, the hypnosis convention that happens every summer, and his name is James Daly, and collectively we're known as the Flying Jameses because we organized a trip to the Zipline, which is on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, the beautiful old strip with all of the bright lights and the live bands and lots of excitement there. There's a zip line that runs the length of it, and actually there's another zip line that runs only half the length. The smaller one is 4 stories up. The bigger one starts 10 stories up, although it feels an awful lot higher. Now, 2 summers ago, I went there, and though I had a number of people to support me, I was actually the only one. And I was originally going to do the highest zip line, the longest one. And when I got there, I saw the line was kind of long, and I said, oh, well, and so I kind of chickened out and took the smaller one, which was fine. I think it's good to work up. And on my way up there, I was surprised because I thought I was completely over my fears and worries about such things, but I actually started feeling kind of nervous and anxious on my way up. But when I did it, it was really amazing. It's one where you sit down in a harness, and it's really a wonderful feeling. I just love it. And it set off that whole weekend just right and had a wonderful experience. But then the next summer, which was the last time that I went there, I had committed, all right, I'm going to do the big one. And actually, not only did the other Flying James commit, but several other people decided. And since there are 4 zip lines running parallel, we had 4 of us. So that was pretty neat. We got to all go together. Now, as I started thinking about, oh boy, that one's up on the 10th story, I started noticing I was feeling some of that fear, some of that activation of the sympathetic nervous system, as I like to say. And so I went to YouTube and I found a video, actually, of kind of a GoPro type video of somebody going all the way down the entire length of Fremont Street. And I noticed just watching that video, I started having those feelings of fear. Now, this is a way I often calibrate people's fear in the office, since I can't put, for instance, a fear of flying client directly on a flight. I can have them watch a video taken inside an airplane and see what their reactions are. So in this case, I was noticing, ooh, wow, I've got a little bit of that fear. So I actually used some laughnosis. I made myself watch it and made myself laugh just as loud and enthusiastically as I could while I was watching it. And I found that after 3 or 4 times of watching it, just laughing uproariously, all of the fear was gone, and I could sit there and I could sit there and watch it, I should say, without any fear or trepidation. Well, then I noticed the next video was called Getting Stuck on the Las Vegas Fremont Street Zipline. I thought, maybe I should watch this one. And it turned out that, okay, yeah, somebody got stuck about 20 feet before the end, and he sat there for an extra minute or 2, and then the employees zipped right over there and pulled him in. And I realized that's nothing to be afraid of. So I watched that once or twice laughing. And it all worked out really well. So anyway, in this episode, I have pulled from the archives a recording of a story that I told at Ann King's Hypnosis Center in Boerne, Texas, when I was teaching a 1-day storytelling course. And I actually filmed that entire course, and it's going to be available as an online course at some point in the next few months. Now, for those of you who like to go to Ann King's or are thinking about it, I want to mention that in July, I will be teaching a full-day laughnosis course in how to use laughter in your change work practice. So I hope that some of you will join me out there. In the meantime, just enjoy this story that really explains why I love ziplines. So I was driving in toward Eureka Springs. My wife and a friend of ours, we were all going on a little vacation in between weekends for Renaissance Festival in Oklahoma. And I saw a sign, and it said on it, Eureka Springs, Ozark Zipline. And the minute I saw that, I had kind of a, well, the French word is a frisson. I had kind of a shiver. I'm like, huh. And when we got to the cabin, my friend Jeremy, he said, "Hey, did you see that sign for the zip line?" How did you know? Well, yeah, I did. And he said, "I want to do it." And I'm like, "I want to do it too." And so I got on the web and I found out it was $100 a person. Okay, I can spare that right now. And they had a weight limit. And I had been to the doctor the week before, and I knew I was a few pounds under it. Yes. So I was really nervous. Oh my God, am I going to get up there, and are they going to look at me and say, no, you're too big, you can't do this? But I really wanted to, and it was like this gnawing need that I had to do this. And it was really great. Actually, I got in, and they just, they no judgment. They looked at me. They didn't ask me to get on scale, and they just said, "You're going to need a second harness," and the extra harness. So they gave me the extra harness. And then there were these two kind of tour guides with us. There was a young man, both full of energy, very bouncy, cheerful people. And this the young lady, there's no way on earth that she needed a second harness. She put one on. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Yeah, so that I wouldn't be the only one. So then we get in the van, and we're heading out there to the zip lining area. And she's talking to everybody. There's a young married couple. They just got married. They want to go ziplining. There's a couple other people. And, "Oh, yeah, I went ziplining in Costa Rica." And they're all talking about things. And I'm just kind of sitting there, slowing my breathing the whole time, right? And she gets to me and she's like, "James, are you excited? Why did you want to come do this?" I said, "I have a very specific reason. I don't want to talk about it." So they got us, in there with our harnesses, and we went to a little area where there's just a tiny little zip line, and they instruct us on how to pull down on the brake when the guy at the other end signals. So they send one over first, and he signals for you to come over, and when you're getting close, he does that, and you pull down on the brake, and it slows you, and you come in for a landing. Now, if you didn't do that, you would just slam into the pad, and it'd be all right, but, So I did it, and I went across just like this 25-foot thing, and we're like 6 feet off the ground, and I get to the other side, and I'm like, I did it. I am good. I am so good. This is awesome. And then they're like, "Hey, we've got 9 more. So we zip across a few more and then hike up a little hill. And then we get up and take a few steps up to another platform. And it's a short distance across to another one that's right there close to it. And I'm getting pretty good with this stuff. And I go across to that other one. And I'm thinking, this is weird. Why did they have a zip line to this one? It's not that far off the ground. 12 feet. They could have just built steps right here instead. Oh, that's why. Because the other line out of there went across the ravine. They wanted to make sure you couldn't chicken out right there. So I'm like, okay, all right. This is really interesting. And so they get me to it's my turn. People have gone across. The guy went across first. The girl's holding me right there. And when you're waiting, they're having you practice turning and twisting, and it's not working for me. I'm like, I have a lot more mass down here to move with these little arms. So she's like, "Oh, it's okay. You don't have to twist it. You don't have to." And so finally the little tap, tap, tap comes across the line from the other side, and it's time to go. And she says, "Are you ready?" And I'm thinking, let me take a few deep breaths, and I'll be ready. So she says, "Are you ready?" And I say, and she lets go. No, I'm not ready. And I'm going across this ravine, and I'm shaking, and I'm thinking, this is not all right. I don't like this. I do not like. I am done with this. I am done with ziplining. I do not like this. I do not like this at all. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And I get nearly to the other end, and I'm zipping down there. And of course, the thing is, remember that extra mass? I'm moving faster than those people. So the guy, he does that. And I remember he said, now you're going to be moving faster because it's longer. So brake hard. Don't brake till I gesture, but brake hard. So he gestured, and I went, and I went, shh, and stopped about that far from the platform.
Oh.
And he said, don't panic. And I said, I'm not panicked. I'm not moving anymore. And they had told us if that happens, you just go hand over hand and pull yourself in. So that's what I did. I pulled myself in. I got off. He unclipped me, clipped me to the tree and all of that. And I'm standing there, and you've learned about the sympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic response, right? And how you get nausea and shakiness and sweating and heart racing and all of these things. I was experiencing it all. And a part of me was going, wow, I'm really feeling this. And that's when I remembered that messes with your digestive system. And that's when I felt, oh, that messes with your digestive. And I said to the guy, does anybody ever vomit? And he said, out there, that would be terrible. And I said, no, I mean right here. And he said, can you clip yourself over there? I clip myself over there. I clip myself there. And see, the thing is that I'm remembering something that had actually happened to me on New Year's Eve before then. And not like that, it wasn't vomiting. But actually, it was a very tame New Year's Eve because some friends of ours, of my wife and me, another married couple, they have like 3-4 kids. I can't keep track of all of them. Really sweet kids. And they couldn't go out for New Year's Eve, so they just threw a little party at their house, and a couple of other couples came over. So we're all chilling out there, and you know, the kids are playing around with their toys, and occasionally they'll bring me one. They'll bring me a little car, and we'll vroom, 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 and have fun with it, right? You know, or they'll bring me a little dinosaur, and I'll go, rawr, rawr. So this little girl, 4-year-old girl, she comes up and she hands me a yo-yo. And I said, no, I can't do that. Give it back to her. She hands it to me again. I'm like, no, I can't do a yo-yo. Take it away. And she hands it to me again. And I'm like, man, you're just not getting it. You're just not getting it. Just like in this story my dad told me about an Englishman who was traveling through India. And he didn't get it either because, see, every day, the mahout, the elephant handler, would load up all of the Englishman's stuff onto this big, strong bull elephant. And the bull elephant would carry it all day long through the jungle until they found a place to set up camp. And then the mahout and the Englishman would unload all of it and set up all the niceties of society with tea and all those proper things that you have to have when you're camping. And the mahout would go over and he would take a tiny little stake and just barely stake it into the ground and take a little rope and loop it around the elephant's leg. And each night, the Englishman said, that's never going to work. Don't you get it? You don't get it, right? That's not going to work. But every morning, you'd wake up and the elephant would still be there. And finally, he went to the elephant and he said, don't you know how strong you are? Don't you know you can break free? And the mahout just laughed. He said, you don't get it. Well, that elephant was little. I staked him down with that thing. And he pulled and pulled and pulled, and then he gave up. And the Englishman said, elephant, don't you know you're stronger than you used to be? Don't you know you don't have to be limited by the things of the past? Don't you know that you've grown up? That you're not that weak little thing you once were? And the mahout just laughed and shook his head and said, you're never going to get it. Just like I was telling that little girl, you're never going to get it. You don't get that I can't work. Here, let me show you. So I took the yo-yo, I put it on my finger, and I knew it couldn't work because when I was 4, I had a yo-yo and I couldn't work it. And so at the age of 40, I went, and it came to my hand. I hadn't tried it in 36 years. Right? In 5th grade, I was the only kid who didn't go for the yo-yo craze. I loved watching the other kids do their tricks, but I knew I couldn't. Right? But there I was at 40 going, wow, this is the best New Year's Eve ever. And so I was feeling giddy and excited with that, which is not quite the same feeling as feeling like you're going to puke off the side of a zipline platform. So eventually all of them make it across, and the nice, very cheerful young woman with the extra harness she didn't need, she makes it across. She's like, hey, how'd everybody do? High five. James, how'd you do? She knows how I did. She could see, right? James, how'd you do? And I said, well, I braked too hard, and I had to go hand over hand. And she said, oh, that's so awesome. Most people never get to do that. That was when I went, you're a hypnotist. You should be a hypnotist. Best reframe ever. Wow. So, my stomach kind of settled down. We made our way over to the next platform, going back across the ravine. And I let everybody else go before me, because I'm still getting everything calmed down. And I kind of mentioned in between, this is more intense than walking on hot coals or walking on broken glass, which I've done. This is more intense. And by the way, there's no magic to either of those. It's physics. The magic is in hearing the glass crunch and saying, I'm okay. Yeah, I know the glass is crunching and I still feel okay. Yes, I know there's burning coals under my feet. I'm okay. I'm okay. And by the way, if you're planning to start practice, you're going to want to know how to take a step forward, even though all of your instincts are telling you that you're in danger. So, I'm there. I'm the last one. And she says, are you ready? And I said, what? And she let me go. And I went, no. And I calmed down completely. And I did the thing I'd been waiting a long time to do. Because see, when I was 12, I went to Kitty Park. That's what they call it. It's down in Laredo, Texas. I have no idea where the heck my parents were during this. But somehow I was at this park. And this park had a miniature zipline. And I had climbed up to the platform and stood there holding onto it. I don't know how long before I let go and climb back down. Because I couldn't do that. I'm not that brave. I'm not that strong. And so I zipped across there. Finally doing that thing that all of my life I had thought I was too scared to do. And I discovered something about ziplining. As an introvert, it's the most alone you can ever be. No one could talk to me. No one could ask anything. In that spot, all I could see were trees beneath me and trees ahead of me. Couldn't see a single building. Was barely even aware of other human beings. And I zipped across. And I saw the guy do that. And I reached up and braked just perfect. Nailed the landing.
Thanks for listening to the Hypnotic Stories podcast with James Hazlerig. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. For free storytelling tips, go to www.hypnotic-stories.com.